Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here.
And this is your horror show news with booze once again. Every Friday you can see us right here delivering this week's hottest news stories with an edge.
That's awesome. I love it, actually.
But yeah.
Hottest horror stories.
Hottest horror stories with an edge. Damn,
yeah.
You're right. I thought about that just as you were saying and
yes,
correcting
indeed.
me. So anyway, Fuego, what is first up today?
Well, first up is probably not the biggest story, but one that I'm honestly pretty stoked about. So just this past week, Netflix unveiled a teaser confirming that there is going to be a second season of Santa Clarita Diet. Yeah, the show that we end up doing a second
we did the full review.
I thought we did. Yeah. So this was a fun show. Maybe not as awesome as my expectations were hoping for, but
Marcia and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, as did I. It was good. I mean, Timothy Olifantastic is he's just badass in anything he does.
The kids were the best parts of that show.
The kids were. The daughter especially I thought was really, really awesome. And so in 2018, we are confirmed to be getting a second season of the Drew Barrymore Cannibal Show. Not quite a zombie show.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, that is. I mean, there was a lot of skepticism.
Well, her heart isn't beating. It is a zombie show.
Yeah, it is. But they were trying to make it.
They were, yeah.
Trying to differentiate, I guess. Yeah, but that's what they're all about. Netflix firing on all cylinders, as we know, right?
They should just tag it with suburban zombies instead, because that's what it is. It's suburbanite zombie.
More or less.
But anyway.
Yeah, I'm assuming being a sequel season, they have to up the gruesome ante, probably. Who knows what additional
an interesting thing, considering.
There's some gross stuff in there, man, which I definitely liked. So I'm stoked for that. They didn't say when in 2018 it's coming. I would imagine, since didn't the show start right at the beginning of the year? So I would imagine it'll be probably just about a year later.
Yeah,
so,
I would imagine so. It doesn't seem like that show would be particularly expensive or post-production heavy. So I think they don't need the extra time that you say your Game of Thrones needs or anything like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, not much to say beyond that. That was just our lead-off story. So, next one. This is one that I'm stoked for, dude. Because Kung Fury is still one of my favorite bits of schlocky 80s-inspired silliness that I've seen.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's a half-hour-long movie that is basically just an ode to the most ridiculous 80s movies, and it's hilariously over the top. It's perfect to sit down and drink with your friends and watch. It's like Last Action Hero on mega steroids.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so it's filmed by the Grindhouse guys.
There you go. Yeah,
either Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino. So,
exactly. What are they doing?
Well, the exciting news is that the director is adapting a comic book that I am unfamiliar with. It's called Zombie Brother, and apparently that is going to be his next feature. It's being produced by Channing Tatum's production company, which I guess you have a big Hollywood star like that giving that sort of money and backing to this Swedish filmmaker. Another thing that I saw in the story, that David Sandberg, not to be confused with the director of Lights Out, the Swedish David Sandberg, he is actually making Kung Fury into a full-length feature right now. Which, I mean, didn't the joke get a little old after a half hour?
Yeah.
I mean, because remember, there was the teaser, which was 2 minutes, and then
the
the
30-minute
version.
Thor in, a lot of it didn't quite work in the half-hour version.
No, it didn't. It didn't work as good as the trailer. So if they're making a 90-minute movie at this point, that just...
Did that review ever go up, by the way?
That was lost along with Pixels. My flipping laptop, damn it, when it was being destroyed.
We did originally review that half-hour movie for Fuegotainment.
Pixels was scary in a different way.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the other one that was lost.
So, Zombie Brother I'm not familiar with, though.
Yeah, I'm not either, but it's a comic book property, and apparently after he finishes the full-length Kung Fury film, that is his next thing. So, I mean, zombies with the Kung Fury director, if he applies the same sensibilities, dude,
that could be pretty fun.
I'm all for it.
It could be pretty fun, yeah. For sure.
So, next news actually just broke from CinemaCon this past week, which is where so many of the different film companies and studios and whatnot, they just, give you anticipationary type things. And so I guess I know that made no sense. Thank you, News with Booze. But the third Cloverfield film, we kind of suspected that God Particle was going to be it, and then we know that Overlord is another one, which is that World War II, whatever.
Did we report on that one?
I don't think we did. It was a possible news story last week.
Huh, okay. So J.J. Abrams is doing another one too?
J.J. Abrams is doing another one, and
directing it?
I'm not sure if he's just producing it with Bad Robot.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess they confirmed that we don't know if it's God Particle or, a different film entirely, but on October 27th, the same day that Saw Legacy is scheduled to come out, that's when we're getting the third Cloverfield movie.
So that's got to be the same one, though. I mean, it's got... I don't know. That's
God Particle is rumored to be the next one,
they
but
need
there's
to
no
get that
confirmation.
clear. But then we delivered a news story that said that it wasn't going to be called God Particle anymore.
Yeah, they're thinking just like with 10 Cloverfield Lane, which originally had a different title. They're thinking about changes, and I mean, who the hell knows? God Particle is supposed to take place.
It's not like no one's going to see it, but they got to keep Cloverfield in the title for everyone to know it's part of that series, just like they did with 10 Cloverfield Lane. They can do whatever they want with the movie itself. But the title's got to have Cloverfield somewhere in it.
Yeah, I would imagine it'll make its way in there. But I
guess...
They
should clear this up. I mean, if we've gotten 3 different movie announcements at this point,
they are
that's
so
crazy.
into the mysteriousness of the Cloverfield franchise at this point.
Too much. That's too much.
And I'm with you. It is too much, man.
No,
Give
it's
us some
too much.
concrete evidence. No, it is too much.
No, I'm saying it's too much. I don't care that you're agreeing.
It is indeed too much. So, yeah.
Okay, can I do the next one?
Of course you can.
Okay.
This is a franchise that you absolutely adore. So.
Absolutely. And this is of the graphic variety, correct?
It is, yep. It's a graphic novel anthology.
Okay, so basically we got the announcement that Clive Barker is going to be producing a new Hellraiser anthology graphic novel series that's set to be a 90-pager, is that right?
With 11 different short stories.
11 different short stories, and what's interesting about that is that we've recently done the first 2 volumes in a review of the Hellraiser comic book series from just a couple of years ago. They were very good. They picked up after essentially the second movie, including Kirsty Cotton. So if you're interested, check it out. I'll link to the comics review at the end of this news episode.
Boy, was that a change.
But they also have done a couple of Hellraiser Masterpiece trade paperbacks that I have 2 of, which collected the 80s and 90s short stories of Hellraiser that popped up here and there. So this is a whole new anthology that Clive Barker is a part of. So
he's writing a story, and then there's a bunch of other people on.
But is it going to be, in continuity at any point? Is it going to be in continuity with this comic that's currently going? Is it going through Boom or?
It's actually going through his own comic imprint, which is called Seraphim Comics.
See, that's interesting because Boom is the one that's been in control of the Hellraiser properties for a while. They've been the ones putting out the trade paperbacks. So I'm extraordinarily excited about this. I love Pinhead. We're going to get that new garbage, not Doug Bradley version, but we here in Phoenix are particularly excited about Doug Bradley as Pinhead because apparently they've just announced that Doug Bradley is going to be, for the very first time, offering the Pinhead experience here at Mad Monster, Arizona, coming up in just a month or 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the first time he's going to be doing a photo op as Pinhead with an entire set that they are building specifically for this experience.
And he's awesomely getting an assist from Tom Savini to do the makeup for him, man.
So does that mean Tom Savini is going to be at Mad Monster?
Presumably
so, right?
Yeah. So and Mad Monster is May 19th to 21st.
And we have actually had both Tom Savini and Doug Bradley on the channel, so we might link to those at the end of the episode as well.
I think we should.
But at Mad Monster, no less. So we are very excited.
Which is our favorite convention of the year.
Oh,
not
absolutely.
Not Comic-Con or, we love the International Horror Sci-Fi Film Festival too, but as far as like guests and stuff like that and just being able to go right up to the celebrities,
Mad Monster is above and beyond when it comes to horror conventions that we have ever been to.
It is legit. Joe Mo, shout out, man.
Well, shout out to Evan, the creator and runner of it, quite frankly, because, man, we're excited to be reaching out to Evan very soon once Charlotte's over. Did Charlotte go?
Charlotte was just last weekend. Since you guys are watching this Friday, last weekend was Charlotte, and that's why they're putting their full focus now. I guess Ric Flair, the wrestler, is going to be there in the original.
That just means we need to reach out to him now so we can get going because we are possibly going to be the press of the convention, so we are excited about that. But anyway, moving on. What's next?
Yeah. I just have to say for the Clive Barker, you can actually obtain that after it makes its debut at the Monster Palooza, which is April 7th through the 9th. You can buy that Hellraiser anthology from realclivebarker.com, and apparently, at least for now, that's the only place the hardcover is going to be available.
It's going to be available that quick?
That quickly. So they're debuting it at that Monster Palooza, and then like a week or so later on the 14th. Yeah, the 14th, so exactly 1 week later you can order it. at realclivebarker.com. So
I'm going to have to get that.
Show some support, man. So the next one is one that I have mixed feelings about because it's not a franchise that's really endearing to me, but I know it's iconic because they made how many direct-to-VHS sequels for Maniac Cop, and it's being adapted by one of your favorite directors because he did the Neon Demon.
Nicholas Refn?
Nicholas Winding Refn. He is only producing it, though. He's not directing it. I guess Peter Hyams. Peter Hyams' son is directing it. And the thing that
Peter Haim?
Hyams, and Hyams.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but I guess the guy who's scripting this is Ed Brubaker, and he did
he
did the Winter Soldier script, so that
Ed Brubaker
immediately rises.
Okay, the Winter Soldier script is the Death of Captain America story. Well, it's the precursor to the Death of Captain America storyline in the comic
Bucky
books.
Coming back, and
basically, Ed Brubaker's Captain America comic book work is the basis for the Winter Soldier and stuff that led into the Civil War. So
he wrote this script, dude.
Yeah, he wrote the script, and also he's done amazing stuff with a artist called Sean Phillips called Criminal, as well as he did Kill or Be Killed.
The one that you had me read the first couple
exactly,
issues of.
exactly. Yeah. So he is a phenomenal writer.
Was that the one where the demon made him start killing,
yes.
or was that the... Okay.
No, that was it.
Okay, that was solid stuff, man. Brubaker, obviously a talented dude, and so he scripted this Maniac Cop reboot, remake, whatever. The original film had Bruce Campbell, and that was kind of cool. I never saw any of the sequels, though, so, I mean...
I didn't either, and those are a little tough to track down on DVD.
No.
Or at least one of them is. I think you can get 3, but you can't get 2.
No, that's odd. Well, Larry Cohen did the original film, and I mean, he did the stuff, and... oh goodness, It's Alive, I want to say, the one with the winged baby. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
All right.
And Q the Winged Serpent and all kinds of other craziness. But yeah, so this is a property people have been wanting to see adapted for a long ass time. It is filming in the summer, I guess. So yeah, you guys are gonna get a remake of that '88 maybe kind of classic. So hey, exciting for you, Maniac Cop.
Now I might have to knock out these last 2 myself because we kind of blended the last episode. Or the last story. I didn't even realize I was going to do that. But yeah, that Doug Bradley experience is going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome indeed. Yes.
But yeah, the next story is one I'm super excited about. Well, I am and I'm not. I mean, I am in so much as
because I know you love the series.
Right. The story is basically that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation has just apparently moved to Blumhouse Productions.
Yep, it was at the Warner Brothers Studios in 2015, and I'm assuming they just didn't get it made in time, and so now, where is it at?
It's at Blumhouse, and everyone knows...
Maybe a better spot, I think.
It might... You know what? Honestly, Blumhouse is an excellent place for it, as long as Jason Blum knows to sort of let Scott... The man behind the series, Scott...
his name is right here, Scott Cawthon.
Cawthon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott Cawthon. And this whole news story broke because his very first tweet ever was a photo of a Freddy chair with Blumhouse in the background, as if to cryptically confirm that this is...
Freddy chair?
Yeah, it was a chair, one of those director's chairs, on-set chairs.
Okay.
It said Freddy, and then in the background on the screen was Blumhouse, so that was his...
That's exciting. You know, guys, honestly, I might be more excited about the Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie adaptation than I've been about any... I might be as excited about that as you are about the Dark Tower.
Okay.
Because...
Which we still haven't seen a trailer for.
Here's
we have an It trailer and the Dark Tower trailer.
I'm as excited about the Five Nights at Freddy adaptation as you are the idea of a Dark Tower movie. Well, not even everything you've heard about this.
Well, and they did actually, just to cut in and change the subject very, very quickly, they did reveal Dark Tower footage at CinemaCon, but there's no trailer out yet. And I read some spoiler stuff about the trailer, about the footage that was shown for Dark Tower, and it sounds pretty badass. So,
nonetheless, I'm extraordinarily excited about this. If Scott is involved heavily in the production, then I know it's going to be amazing. He's had 5 games at this point, including Sister Location.
Spin-off one, yeah.
And I'm addicted to the lore of it. I watch what does Five Nights at Freddy's mean? What is the sequence of events, even though I only played the first 3 on the channel?
Wasn't that the first Let's Play you ever did?
It was the very
channel?
first Let's
That's what
Play,
I thought.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was Five Nights at Freddy's.
Like
and then I did drunk Let's Plays of part 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then I
you
didn't
were like
do
screaming
4.
at the screen, you were like, whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, oh man. Well, it's a bunch of jump scares, and jump scares get me every time, as you guys can see watching us do Let's Plays of Resident Evil. And now...
and there's more coming, right?
There are more coming of Resident Evil. There's more coming of our Until Dawn Let's Plays, which Fuego, I'm going to sit down and have play some Until Dawn today.
Finally going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. So, but I got to say, you guys, the idea of Five Nights at Freddy's where there are murdered children or people stuffed into animatronics that then get haunted and start murdering people, like, it is... Like animatronics as in the old Chuck E. Cheese kind of animatronics. Pistol Pete's Pizza, whatever you have, I'm sure Showbiz Pizza was one on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But man, you guys, this is going to be amazing. So the other story beyond that
we talked about it last week.
We touched on last week, exactly.
And
so
we kept falling back to it, which is kind of funny, but we have more concrete details now.
Well, go ahead. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to say it. And that's the fact that it's been confirmed that Venom is confirmed by Sony to be a sci-fi horror superhero movie.
That's R-rated, no less.
Yes.
As confirmed by Collider this week.
Which
so
was going to be the case because there's no reason they would have launched into production and we would have heard about it a week and a half after Logan opened, except for the fact that it was going to be R-rated. Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be R-rated because it was greenlit a week and a half after Logan's opening. So
yeah, they have scheduling, like shooting dates and everything, man. I guess it is filming.
That is so amazing.
It's filming this fall.
You have no idea. Venom
the release date is next October.
Behind
October 5th.
Parallax, which I mentioned in my my Justice League trailer reaction. Parallax is my favorite all-time comic book character. Venom is my second favorite all-time comic book character. So that is extraordinarily exciting. We did get a little bit of Venom, but the fact that they made Eddie Brock Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3 pissed me off.
Dumbest
Eddie Brock
casting
is meant
ever.
to be a big, buff dude because he gets big after he gets fired.
That
and
whole
starts
movie
hating
was
Spider-Man
just
like
dog crap.
Oh,
man.
it was garbage. I can't wait to see
how good
I'm
was.
hoping this becomes not. I don't think this should even be the Lethal Protector thing. I think Venom should be bad. But if they do the Lethal Protector storyline,
rumoring it's going to be anti-hero kind of.
Then that's Lethal Protector because he protects people, but he kills the people threatening those people in a very ugly and gruesome fashion.
Well, it's like almost Punisher status kind of, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, will Carnage show up in this film?
If they're smart,
as the antagonist,
if they're smart, they do a Carnage lead-in because Carnage. If we could ever see Carnage on screen,
now in the Maximum Carnage,
excited.
In the Maximum Carnage storyline, were Venom and Carnage working together? Because I honestly can't remember.
No, Venom was recruited by Spider-Man to stop Carnage during Maximum Carnage.
Okay.
Because
that was before.
Yeah. Maximum Carnage was one of the greatest Spider-Man storylines of all time, in my opinion, because it was Carnage, and then a few other villains that he broke out of prison and recruited, i.e., Shriek and Demo Goblin and a couple of other people.
Way better than me.
And he was a murderous son of a bitch. He would just go through the streets of New York killing people.
Did you like the rumored Jim Carrey casting for
No,
Carnage?
no,
not at all.
no. We need a psychopathic redhead. The guy from Gotham that played the Joker. Jeremiah, whatever that character's name is, he would be great, but...
As I overlaid the photos in the editing process last week, I was like, damn, that guy, he's got the smile and the nose and all that stuff. And
Carnage would be amazing to see, and I hope Venom is a way to get to Carnage. It's weird to do Venom without Spider-Man, but they can allude to him.
But there's still rumors that apparently...
Well, Sony still owns the Spider-Man thing, so they can allude to him.
But, well, dude, what's weird
It'd be great if Tom Holland appeared, because he's supposed to work with both studios.
Listen to this, though. They said that apparently there's only a 3 Spider-Man film deal with Marvel. So it's going to be Homecoming and the Homecoming sequel and Infinity Wars, and then he's done.
But if they're loaning to him, why couldn't they have Tom Holland appear at the end of Venom, like for the big? Because that's the thing.
I do like the separate
Venom is created because of Spider-Man. Like, how are they going to create him in this Venom universe without Spider-Man?
And you have to do some justice to that conflict because remember, Sam Raimi did not want Venom in that third film. and the studio pushed him into having it. And
because everyone loves Venom.
I know, but that movie was such shite.
The movie was
garbage,
but the character is amazing. You can't.
I mean, the first Spider-Man film was good that Sam Raimi did, but the second one was so unbelievably awesome. That one is up there with me with maybe
Avengers,
and
Ant-Man, Iron
X2
Man 2.
originally, but I mean more so Days of Future Past at this point.
Come
yeah,
on, Logan's the best X-Men
Logan was incredible. Yes, if you guys want to see the Logan review that this man has.
Is it available now?
Oh yeah, it's been available for
then I'll make that one of the episodes
couple weeks.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is on point, man. Logan was
It
was unbelievably good. Good send off and almost horror centric in some ways, but Venom, R-rated, horror sci-fi. It's not a life sequel though.
No. And the last thing that we have to mention, of course, is the fact that we just dropped a trailer reaction today as we film this.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are watching this and you haven't seen it, we did a reaction to the brand new teaser trailer they called it, but it was a full 2-minute trailer for the upcoming remake of what, Fuego?
Stephen King's It. I want to say profanity and say Stephen King's motherfucking It, but you know.
That's okay. You censored yourself.
I did. Dude, the trailer was insane. Watch our reaction. It
was amazing. We did a whole breakdown. It's almost 20 minutes long, and I had fun with the thumbnail. And honestly,
yes, you did.
It instilled so much confidence in me.
I was so
in this freaking upcoming movie. I am so excited.
I guess now my skepticism can shift to the Dark Tower film.
Yeah, there you go. You know. I mean, honestly. As big a fan as you are, as much as you love it, as much as we've been anticipating it, did it deliver for you?
Damn right it did. It actually, it's the first trailer in a while that I was legitimately unnerved by certain points of it.
I got goosebumps
Seriously.
2 different times during the trailer.
Yeah, and that never happens to me anymore. We are so desensitized, guys, after watching so much stuff.
When you run a horror show, that'll happen.
Yes, you become cold and,
cold-blooded.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice, and we did, or at least this man did, by waiting all day for me to come over.
I did, because the trailer dropped at 9 a.m. and we couldn't film it until Fuego got here. So
and do you know how excited I was when I woke up that morning and I was heading to the day job and I was like, trailer's not up yet. Yeah, it's going to come later. And then right when I got to work, he texts me and he's like, yeah, it's up already.
Oh, you started at 9?
I said, yeah, I started at 9. So I looked,
brutal.
Dude, I looked right before I left and I was like, okay, maybe it's going to be an afternoon trailer. We're good. And then it dropped right afterwards. You know, bastards at Warner Brothers and New Line. We actually love you, though.
It was a really excellent trailer. I can't believe... You know what? Let's just go into it because we should. You know what? Pennywise, we had our serious doubts based on the Frenchy look. We've talked about it on the news episode, but...
tastefully shown in glimpses.
Well, first off, the cinematography of the trailer was out-effing standing.
So much camera movement, man.
Amazing, beautiful cinematographic shots.
Yes.
Amazingly beautiful that they just didn't achieve in any way, shape, or form in the TV miniseries in 1990.
And dude, as you mentioned to me, or as I think maybe one of us mentioned, it was like it made me feel like the original film was on TV.
Yeah.
Because of just how advanced it felt in comparison.
And again, in a post-Stranger Things world, this felt like, I was like, I am effing in. These kids are good little actors.
In it, so.
It doesn't,
like,
it's a parallel, but you know what? I'm going to take this moment to say apologies to the kid from what is the show on Netflix? I'm spacing the werewolf show that he's from.
Oh, Hemlock Grove.
Hemlock Grove.
Yeah.
To the kid from Hemlock Grove, who we were very skeptical of.
Supremely. I mean, he had
you
some cool shots
look
in that.
like you are legitimately frightening. Now, we haven't seen any of your voice work, which is either a red flag or a saving it to be scary later thing, because if they don't have confidence in your voice and they didn't put it in the trailer, like maybe they should have
always alter with post effects.
They can, but for right now, it looks like you've done a very good job. I am very excited. Pennywise's approach at the end, through the water, was like amazingly cool. So, what do you think? What are some of your thoughts on it?
It was amazing. You know, the Georgie stuff was, I mean, the original miniseries set a very high bar for me, you know? And I was very skeptical, especially, as I think I even mentioned on a couple of the Hail to Stephen King episodes on the weekend, that I was just like, okay, they're changing the decade. They're dividing it into 2 films, and they're not going to jump back and forth.
At this point,
the more I think about it, the
decision.
more I think it is a good idea. Because in the original novel, they intersperse it just like in the original miniseries. Like, you'll see about 20 minutes with the kids, and then you'll see the modern adults as they come back together, and they jump back and forth and stuff.
But even besides that, here's what we're going to get. We're going to get a bunch of 40-something-year-olds that
who are they
that are now...
No,
but listen.
People?
Here's the thing. They're 40-something-year-olds that were in their teens when the 1990 miniseries came on.
Oh, yeah, because
it's Pennywise is legitimately the reason that probably 75% of the people afraid of clowns are afraid of clowns
in
because...
our age group.
no, even outside of it. They're afraid of clowns because of Pennywise.
Thanks,
People in their
Stephen
40s were in their teens when that thing came on, and we saw Tim Curry as Pennywise. So we're going to have people in their 30s and 40s, 30s like us. Are you 30 yet?
Yeah, okay. I am, dude. I'm only like
you act so young. Forgive me. I'm giving you credit.
Hey, age is a state of mind.
It is, exactly. Anyway, 30-year-olds like us, but then 40-year-olds also, like your Kevin Smiths and your Nerdists and all these people that are now in big entertainment that grew up scared of Pennywise as well. They're going to watch it, and a lot of those people are going to take their kids to watch it. So they're going to have...
Despite being R-rated?
They're going to have a number of generations going to watch this. And here's the thing. They're going to go... The 40-plus-year-olds are going to go and watch it with their kids because it's a kids movie, but it's a return of Pennywise.
Yeah.
And then every one of them that goes to see this first one is going to go to see the second one because the kids are going to want to know what happens. The adults are going to want to see the kids as adults fight, because now it's their turn. It's like, all of the kids that go with the parents in the first one are like, we're the heroes. And then all of the parents that go with the kids in the second one are like, we're the heroes. It
makes me wonder how much
of beautiful. It's beautiful how it's set up.
How much of a cliffhanger ending are they going to actually employ? It's really what I'm.
Well,
about.
So if I'm not mistaken, they shoot him with the silver, and he goes, and his head bursts open, and then he slinks down the drain.
But then he goes back into the drain, so you kind of assume
he gets away, but we know that this is just one of 2, so of course they're going to have him slinking into the drain.
True.
But here's the thing: are they going to allude to him having the spider characteristics in this? I think they would be smart to do so.
Maybe, but he can always manifest himself. He is technically an alien from another world. If we're going to get spoilerific, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like ship and everything?
Well, he arrived in some fashion at some point, and so...
When is that described? In the book?
It's described in the book, yeah, and you kind of learn a little bit more so about it, and they touch very, very briefly in the miniseries.
Legitimately shocked. Do they really?
Very briefly, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, I may be thinking just book.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he is like an interdimensional, interstellar traveler who basically resides in Derry, and he's been there for centuries, destroying things and, coming up to consume every... I think it's 27 in the book, if I'm not mistaken, but they're changing it to 30 for this, just to have a nice round
number, yeah.
Even number. So, but it's been 27 years since the original film came out.
Really?
Which is 1990.
Oh, that's amazing.
1990, which is pretty badass.
That's amazing, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean we're not going to get the next one until 2044?
Well, I would hope not. They're saying they're supposed to start filming the adult version this summer, so...
I'm guessing they're not going to hold it for 27 years then. Although,
and yet we had
props to them if they did. Because, but frankly, if they didn't,
if
they were going to do that, they should let the kids grow up and then bring them all back.
Finn Wolfhard and this short-haired Beverly who looks...
That would be the most amazing boyhood-like experiment in the horror genre that would ever have been conducted.
Yeah, Derry, Maine is a creepy place. People always think of Castle Rock.
Well, that's where the Night Flyer's from.
That as well. Also Insomnia took place there. You even start there in 11/22/63, which they omitted from the miniseries, which is crazy.
Piggybacking on that, we got a little bit of news just that we watched about an hour ago that one of the writers on the Castle Rock series is none other than Mark Bernardin himself from Fat Man on Batman, the video and regular podcast that he and Kevin Smith do.
He's part of the writers' room, man.
He's part of the writers' room. That's why he left the LA Times.
Yep, LA Times. And it's funny because I was tweeting yesterday with Bev Vincent, and there was this rumor going around after they showed the footage at CinemaCon for The Dark Tower that, oh my God, they're building a shared universe because they referenced the the Overlook Hotel, and they reference all these different things, and I'm like, well, there's always been Easter eggs in every Stephen King movie, like little winks and nods and stuff, so I don't think that's transpiring. And Bev Vincent was like, dude, there is only going to be that sort of crazy crossoverness going on the Castle Rock show, which Mark Bernard, and as I think you were wanting to drop a little knowledge about, he's in the writer's room.
Yes, Mark Bernard from the Fat Man on Batman podcast that you can get on YouTube or iTunes. He left the LA Times in order to join that writer's room. So from just watching those episodes with he and Kay Smith, I know that he is a good writer because he drops some good knowledge all the time. So I'm excited about that, but yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be the destination where you see like Flag rolling around in Christine, or like Cujo attacking Jack Sawyer maybe, or who the hell knows. They are free range with the King stuff, but it's only going to be like little nods and winks probably in the Dark Tower. So all those people running with the stories for clickbait, I hate you clickbaiters. Totally tick me off. We're fighting for views here, damn it, and yeah, when you do that kind of stuff, it ticks me off because I love the King. It's garbage, indeed.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's news stories. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of these, if you have a particular story that you were interested in, or what you thought of them in general. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime and Fuego.
While you're down there commenting, click the link in the description box to our TeePublic site where you can get a Coexist shirt, a shirt with our horror show design, or a shirt featuring our mascot, Horrific Harry, over there. If you do so, you'll be supporting the show.
We appreciate ya.
Absolutely. Thanks again, and until next time, remember, stay scared.